I feel like I'm collecting yarn related crafts like infinity stones. Just call me Thanos at this point. I recently moved into a new apartment. Ta-da! Actually, don't look too closely behind me because it's like actually really messy. But since moving into this new apartment, I really want to accessorize and decorate it. And particularly, I really want to DIY my home decor. My partner and I both love watches. Him more so than me, honestly. But he has thrifted a couple of little vintage watches for me. And I love using them to spruce up my outfits. And I do feel like in the home, it is useful to have a clock that is displayed. I currently have this very small clock. I have tried to just kind of put it on the wall and it kind of looks a little out of place because it is so small. I thought it would be really fun to DIY a wristwatch themed wall clock, and thanks to today's sponsor, Claw Lab, I'm able to do so. The Claw Lab Tufting H1 kit is an accessible and user-friendly tool for all craft enthusiasts, all yarn enthusiasts, to easily try tufting at home, and enables artists to transform characters and artworks into tangible rugs, making the art of tufting easy and enjoyable for all. This tufting frame was incredibly easy to set up. It is a nail-free design, so it reduces the risk of accidental injuries, and it was really easy to set up the fabric tension as well. I actually tried rug tufting for my birthday earlier this year with my partner, and we both loved tufting, but honestly, by the end of our session, our arms were gonna fall off. The tufting gun was so heavy, and like I've been working out a little bit more, you guys. Can you see? Am I buff? Say I'm buff in the comments, please. But like, you don't really need to be that buff with this gun because it's so lightweight, and you can very easily change the speed of your stitching, which is really great for beginners like myself who need to go a little bit slower. But it can also be adjusted to go really fast for professionals and people who are a little bit more experienced with rug tufting. The entire setup is really sleek. It's very beginner friendly because I'm very much a beginner when it comes to rug tufting, and you can check out the link in the description box as well as the coupon code for the kit. So thank you again to Claw Lab for sponsoring today's video, and let's get started creating a wristwatch wall clock. So for this design, I decided to kind of cut up the wristwatch design in two parts. I made sure that the projection, fit around my actual clock that I have, and did a very rough sketch, very rough sketch of what the one half of the wristwatch should look like. I currently have these three colors for my yarn, and I think that for one part of the wristwatch, I'm going to do it in this green, and then right around the clock itself, I'm going to do a white, and then the other half of the wristwatch, I'm going to do it in this purple color. Okay, now it's officially time to set up our tufting gun and get started at tufting. You know it's getting serious when the hair clips come out. We're gonna pin it up, and now it's time to begin. So it's time to set up my tufting gun. Ta-da! She's very sleek. I'm gonna start off with the white in order to create the little frame bit around the clock itself, and then we're gonna switch to green for this half of the wristwatch. So I've threaded my yarn through. I am not very experienced in rug tufting, so this is coming from the perspective of a pretty absolute beginner. I did test out this tufting gun off camera and just kind of tested out a couple random little lines and whatnot, and when I was testing it out, it was really pretty simple. Generally the same type of advice of try to have it really be up against the actual fabric at a 90-degree angle, and try not to angle it up and down. And this tufting gun is a lot lighter than the one that I have used previously, so we'll see how it goes. So this is what it looks like on. You can change the stitch setting by changing this light back here, or this dial back here. And the light will show you and indicate how many stitches you're working with. So I believe the instruction manual recommended for beginners to start off slower. So 4, maybe 5 stitches right here. And then I think it goes all the way up to 20. I'm so nervous to do the circle part of it. Okay, hold on. Slow and steady. too bad, not too bad, not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, low key, it's also like really important that your yarn is like free flowing. If it kind of gets stuck, then like it's just, it loosens up, it doesn't look as good. Okay. Oh my god, this is so fun. Oh my god. Okay, internal circle now. Guys, this might low-key be my new like favorite craft for the fall. I'm a little obsessed. I'm sure my partner's gonna get a real kick out of this too. He's honestly low-key been like waiting to try it because he was like, I'm gonna let you film first, but I really want to try it too because we had such a fun time at our rug tufting class. And we're like, wow, we have like a little DIY kit for at home. It's so nice how like the gun is so lightweight too, because it really allows you to like go around these curves and all of that like much easier. It's time to do like the filling. And from what I remember from the yarn class, they were like, oh, the side like foot pedal thing, just like align that with the row that you've already made and then just go up. Like there should be a little bit of a line sort of in between your work. I really low-key wonder what it looks like from the front side at this point. I'm definitely not like, I'm very much making some beginner mistakes. I feel like I'm not really like I'm not angling the tufting gun as like parallel to the floor as I think I should be, but it's fine, I think. I don't know. Obviously, this is like a new craft to me, so there's gonna be a bit of a learning curve. I'm not gonna lie, even for like a newbie like me, this really genuinely feels like pretty straightforward. Also, it's kind of nice like still doing a yarn related craft, but not having to like, I don't know, it's like a completely different motion for your hands than doing knitting and crocheting. That is a more than welcomed change. Because honestly, my wrists have been low-key really hurting. I think I finished the white part of it that goes around. It was so fast, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, time for the satisfying part of ripping the little ends off. So I'm officially done with the white part of it. I went ahead and cleaned up and added some extra rows in any of the little spaces that I saw. But now it is time to switch on over to my green yarn. Safety tip, safety is always #1 priority. Make sure that the actual tufting gun is off when you are threading new yarn in and whatnot, just so we can prevent any accidents and injuries from happening. Guys, what if this became a tufting channel instead of crochet? Would you guys be okay with that? I think this is just like a really welcome break for my hands, honestly. And two, it is using up like a lot of bulk yarn that I just had in my yarn stack. Time to start the green part of my wristwatch. Okay, I just checked the actual front side and it's looking so good. Low key, I feel like even if you're a beginner with rug tufting, it feels like it's kind of a forgiving medium. So you're not gonna see as many mistakes, you know, because like I'm definitely a beginner and the back here looks a little rough, I'm not gonna lie to you. That is my own fault because I'm a beginner, but from the front, it looks great. I think I finished the green part of the wristwatch band. Guys, that pull is so satisfying. I love doing that. You guys, I just looked at it. It is looking so good. I am gonna clean it up a little bit, fill in some slightly empty gaps that I have here, and then go ahead and cut it out. I think I have to put glue on and then I can cut it out. And then we can do the purple part of the wristwatch band, but it's looking good. But now it is time to trace out the other half of the wristwatch band. I've aligned it. I think it should be fine. I guess here goes nothing. It is drawn. It's time to use the tufting gun. I do kind of wonder if I should have like pre-caked all of my yarn. Maybe that would have made the like tension a little bit better. I feel like my lines are like really genuinely getting better too. I also think it's really funny that I'm tufting my hairs in it as well accidentally. Everything I make with fiber and yarns is always gonna have a bit of my hair. That's like my signature. Low-key, I have a chair right next to me. I don't know why I'm not just sitting in my chair. This would make things exponentially. I'm literally on my like last little sliver here, and I'm like, I don't know why I haven't just been sitting down this whole time. Anyways, sometimes you just get so fixated on what you're doing that you're like, I'll just be a little uncomfortable, I guess. Okay, I'm basically complete with this panel. I think I'm just going to go ahead and fill in a couple of the little gaps. I can see a little bit of space here. Once I finish this, I'm gonna back it, I'm gonna cut it out, and we're gonna assemble the two halves together. And yeah, I guess that's basically it. Okay, this is what we're looking at so far. I gotta do the backing portion of it, but you guys, I think this is looking pretty amazing. I'm pretty proud of it. Okay, this is what we are looking at. The adhesive has dried. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take my razor that I have for my dog, and I cleaned it, don't worry, but I'm going to go ahead and sort of trim the rug and try my best to try and create some like actual lines that define the watch shape a little better. I think I'm gonna hang it right here. This is right across from our little coffee stand. The other side of the hallway is our little coffee stand. And I was thinking about hanging it in the living room instead, but I don't know that I really want to stare at a clock. I feel like just having that will kind of stress me out. So maybe in the hallway where, you know, we're moving back and forth, it's a little bit more movement. I feel like it just makes a little bit more sense. It flows better with the apartment. She is up and fully functional now. Ta-da! This is the final reveal. I am in love. I think this looks amazing. This is a really fun DIY project, and I love how it adds a little bit of interest to the hallway while simultaneously being very functional as it is a clock. Thank you again to Claw Lab for sponsoring this video and for sending me the rug tufting kit. If you yourself would like to get a kit, make sure to check out the link in the description, as well as getting your coupon code. Be on the lookout for future DIYs to spruce up, accessorize, and decorate my apartment with me. I hope you guys had fun watching this. Special shout out and thank you to all of my Patreon members. Thank you so much for supporting me over there. I hope you guys are all well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.